Hi there, this is an experimental comparison between two intelligent voice assistants running on these two phones. On the left we have, of course, an iPhone with Siri running on it. On the right hand side we have an Android phone running a prototype version of a personal virtual assistant from Magnifis. Still a prototype, but interesting enough already to compare it to Siri. So let's do that. Both can be started very easily by pressing one button. Give me directions to San Francisco. It's a relatively easy use case.
Okay, looking for directions from your location to San Francisco by car. The route distance is 36.0 miles. The duration is 42 minutes.
Okay, I think Siri just got confused with the other voice, so let me ask Siri again to repeat that. Give me directions to San Francisco. By the way, I had to disable the voice for Siri, otherwise when the two are talking at the same time it gets very confusing, but we can see the results perfectly on the map or in text, so the comparison can still go on. And indeed we got very similar routes, essentially from Stanford, which is where I am right now, to San Francisco. Very nice. Let's try something more challenging. Find Thai food near me.
Alright, looking for Thai restaurants near you. I found 19, the closest. The phone is 1.4 miles away from you.
Okay, we got 14 for Siri and 19 for Magnifis, and both found typhoons, so approximately the results are very similar enough, if not identical. So that was Thai food near me. Now, what if we try... What about San Mateo?
Okie doke, looking for Thai restaurants in San Mateo. I found 6, the closest. Chao Phraya Thai cuisine is 10.7 miles away from you.
Very nice. Both understood me, even though I changed the location, but both were able to keep the context of the conversation, which is Thai restaurants. Siri has a little more data, but overall the understanding is very good in both cases. Let's change the subject, ask something else. I want to watch a Johnny Depp movie tonight.
Okay, looking for movies with Johnny Depp playing near you on Tuesday, December 6th at 8 p.m.
Interesting. Siri didn't get me. It thinks I'm talking about a meeting. Magnifis did get me, and it's offering The Rum Diary, which is a movie with Johnny Depp. And let's just open the Google listing, and indeed this is the poster for the movie, so that was the right answer. Okay, let's get out of here. And ask more questions. Let's try booking a meeting. So again, starting at the same time. Meeting with Alex at the Cheesecake Factory in Palo Alto in half an hour.
Okay, add it to your calendar a meeting with Alex at Cheesecake Factory in Palo Alto on Tuesday, December 6th at 11:39 p.m.
Okay.
Better get going.
Very nice. So Siri wants to create a meeting. I'm adding it to my calendar. Let's see the details. 11:41 or 42. Meeting with Alex. It didn't quite get the Cheesecake Factory in the case of Siri. So it got the Palo Alto part. I don't know if you can see it. It says Palo Alto. Let's bring it closer. Try to focus. Okay. It's hard to focus, but it says Palo Alto. Now in the case of Magnifis, let's check the location here. In my Google Calendar it says Cheesecake Factory in Palo Alto. Actually, we can map it. Okay, it's a bit hard to see. To make sure the locations are right, let's ask for directions there. So let me save it in my calendar, and let's say, get me there.
Sure, looking for directions from your location to the Cheesecake cheesecake factory in Palo Alto by car. The route distance is 2.4 miles. The duration is 10 minutes.
Okay, so Magnifis understood the context correctly. Again, it gave me a route to the location of the meeting, while Siri, even though it had a location stored in the calendar, couldn't understand what I was referring to. So it lost the context from the previous request. Okay, let's try one more thing. Let's try a reminder, a relatively challenging one. Remind me tonight to pay my bills tomorrow morning.
Okay, add it to your calendar a reminder to pay my bills tomorrow morning on Tuesday, December 6th at 8 p.m. You better get going.
Okay, let's see. Actually, Siri got confused by the voice from T-Mobile, and my Android just shut off, but we heard that it got the result exactly right. It added the reminder tonight with the subject of tomorrow morning. So it understood what is the subject and what is the time that should be attached to the reminder. Siri got confused and was listening to the voice of my other assistant, but let's try it again with Siri. Remind me tonight to pay my bills tomorrow morning. Cut me off. Let's give it another chance. Remind me tonight to pay my bills tomorrow morning. You can be reminded at a time or when you leave or arrive somewhere. When would you like me to remind you? I'm confused now. You can turn the voice on for Siri because it's the only one left. The other battery just died. Let's try to take it from the top because I'm confused. From the very top. Remind me tonight to pay my bills tomorrow morning.
You can be reminded at a time, or when you leave or arrive somewhere. When would you like me to remind you?
Tonight.
You can be reminded at a time, or when you leave or arrive somewhere. When would you like me to remind you?
At a time. At a time.
Sorry, I don't understand. I'm at a time. You can be reminded at a time, or when you leave or arrive somewhere. When would you like me to remind you?
Okay, at this point I'm confused. So let's just try one more time to make sure that the comparison is fair. Siri, remind me tonight to pay my bills tomorrow morning.
You can be reminded at a time, or when you leave or arrive somewhere. When would you like me to remind you?
At this point I'm lost, so let's stop here. Overall, the conclusion is that both systems are pretty good at contextual understanding and being able to keep the context of the conversation. Siri is a more evolved software, but it seems to be losing the context more often and not supporting it across different use cases quite as well as Magnifis. This is an interesting conversation, interesting comparison, and we should keep doing it as both systems evolve. Thank you very much.